Neil Gaiman defines stories as anything fictional that keeps me turning the page and leaves me satisfied at the end. And that's a pretty good definition of stories, but it's not my favorite one. And the reason it's not my favorite one is because what about anecdotes? What about like if you're meeting with people over coffee and you're just sort of like sharing the story of how you got to where you are professionally and so on? I mean, it's like it's not most universally useful. I think if you're going to start talking to people about telling stories to your average man in the street or whatever, to get them to know you. Because I've been thinking a lot about referral networking, and storytelling seems a big part of that. So, I have come up with what I think is a pretty good working definition of storytelling. I think that storytelling is the science of leading from ignorance into confidence. I told that to my girlfriend and she said, I don't have any idea what that means. Well, that's fine because I don't really know, I know exactly what I mean by it, but I understand that it's long words used abstractly, which is the worst possible way of trying to explain something, I think. So I should have known better. So to make the idea more clear, I think that the storytelling is the craft of making people ask questions until they feel like they can explain something. I think that's storytelling. I think that's what the science of storytelling is. Most of our lives are sort of governed by the structure of stories. Like just going to the mall is governed by the structure of stories because you begin in this level, this state of not knowing what you want, and you enter into the store and hopefully you get it, but you have to be bombarded by obstacles and illusions until you get out. And that is an experience of going through a story. That is, to enter the mall is very similar to the experience of who was that guy? Orpheus going down into into Hades to get his wife back, and being tempted to look back, and when he looks back, then she disappears. Well, that's exactly what it's like to go to the mall in pursuit of the sale, and to completely lose track of the sale that you were trying to go and take advantage of until you are leaving with 3 bags worth of stuff that you didn't want to begin with because you've succumbed to all of the temptations while you were wandering around the mall. And then as you're walking out of the mall, then you are like, that was a satisfying day. I feel poor, but I feel like I've got crap. And then you get right out to the door. You can almost see the sun, and then you go, oh, damn. I was here to take advantage of the Saturday sale. And then you look outside and realize it was Sunday all along. That is a story, right? And that's a real-life experience that people can potentially relate to. I believe that a story is that. A story is the experience of beginning something in not knowing what's going on and being able to explain whatever it is by the end. That is the science of storytelling, and it is applicable everywhere. Right. So there's my definition. My definition of storytelling. Storytelling is the science of going from ignorance into confidence.